Hi, this is Patty, and welcome back to our dashboard training. Today we're going to be talking about shared backgrounds. And why do we use shared backgrounds? They're mostly used for template backgrounds. It is a great way to maintain consistency in your slides, especially when you're talking about corporate branding. It allows you to maintain that branding with regard to your logo, your colors, your fonts. It also allows you to create slides very quickly. So I'm in the canvas right now, and I just have a nice gray background, and up at the top I just put a lighter gray rectangle up here, but also gave it a deeper gray border and a red border down here so that it offsets off the background. Then I added our logo in the upper left hand corner. And I may not have mentioned this in other videos, but I'd like to mention it here, that if you want to nudge elements, all you need to do is just press your control on your keyboard and then use your up and down arrows, and that allows you to nudge your elements so that they're in a more precise location. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I want to put our time and our date up in the upper banner up here, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have those positioned in where I want them to be. Now I want to add a little interest to our background right here. I don't want it just to be blah gray. So I'm going to go into my image catalog, and I have this nice light logo for Realize, and I'm going to decrease it in size, and I'm also going to make it very transparent. I want it to look just like a watermark in the background. I'm positioning this off on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, we're going to be adding a news app. I want to have scrolling articles from a news feed that is going to show up on our right-hand side. So we're going to go back into our app, click on our news icon, and just follow the news properties here. I'm going to take it down from the United States, and I'm just going to click on ABC News. I'm going to use unlimited age of articles, doesn't matter. I want this to be in a single message. I want to obviously include our content, and I also want to have an image in here. And when you get down to the article style, you have a couple of choices here. I'd like a rounded box so that it sets it off on the gray background. And then I want to decrease my text size so that it's much smaller. You'll be able to see your article as it scrolls up. So it's as easy as that, just to get a news feed in here. Right below that, you might want to put something in. If you have a Google Calendar or a Microsoft Calendar, you want to show events that are going on for the week and for the month. So you can click on your calendar app, and I have a Google Calendar, and I'm just going to put up my demo calendar up here. And I'm going to just position this so it's about the same size as my news app. I'm also going to give it a background the same as my news, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I have a background behind my calendar app. And I just want to show you that on the properties on the left-hand side, you have a choice of Google, Microsoft, and I, of course, have Google. And then you just pick your whichever email your account is to. So I have my Realize demo account, and then I can pick and choose my calendar right here. You can pick how old you want them or when you want them to start, how many days you want to show. So just go through the properties here, and you can adjust the text size and the color on the left hand side here. So Okay, so now I've got constant information here that's going to feed in every single day. It's going to update all by itself. I don't have to go in here and update any more information. There's one last app that is really wonderful to have, and that is our My Data app. My Data is a nice app that allows you to, you can update or refresh it daily if you want, or you can just put up the same information and just let it go by itself. So whatever you feel is most comfortable. Okay, so what I did actually behind the My Data, just to make it set off, I just added another light gray rectangle behind it, gave it a border, and then I put my data on top of it so that you could see the text. So on the left hand side you'll see My Data Properties, and you can choose from lines of text, or you can go to an external file here that if you have a web address for the text file, you can just add that in and it'll feed into your data as well. You can also use information from your Dropbox account, and it will also take information from there as well. So it's really a nice way to be able to just kind of speak to your viewer. So right now I'm just going to add in a couple of lines of text, and I'll show you how that works. Okay, so I just added a couple of lines of text here on the left hand side. And when you press this circle button up here, it will load in that information. I want to make sure that I have everything starting on a new line. I want it to be in a ticker mode, and the ticker mode will allow this to constantly scroll across our page. So if I hit that scroller button, or this circle button here, you'll see it go. I want to decrease our font size down to about 50 so it's not so large, and I also want to slow down our scroll speed so it's easier on the eyes to see. Now you'll notice in between each line there is a dot, because that helps to break up each of your sentences. That's why you want to go, when you type out your lines of text, you want to go each sentence to the next line. Again, you can change your text color, add shadow, do some styling if you like with your app. So this really is your template background, and I'm going to show you how we use it with several different slides without having to create this whole background again. So this is the end of this tutorial. Stay tuned for our next tutorial.